What's up, YouTube streets? This is Kiki Speaks. I'm here for another review for Martha's Vineyard Summer House, Season 2, Episode 6. This episode begins with everyone waking up and getting ready for the day. Summer is in the kitchen on the phone with her Nana, who is ill and is going to be having surgery soon. Summer's grandmother slash Nana, grandmother Nana, adopted her after she had been taken away from her mother, who was battling an addiction. Summer did not have her father around growing up, and she recently learned that the guy that she knew to be her father, turns out he really isn't her father. Her mom told her that she had a one-night stand with a man, so now Summer is basically trying to track this man down. I believe she only knows his first name. She's not too aware of what his last name is, but she's been dealing with that on top of, her Nana being ill and having to go through surgery. And I do believe her Nana did say on the phone call that, her vision was going to be gone for a few months, which is a lot. It's heavy. So now she's going through a lot, and it's weighing heavy on her, but she doesn't want to let anyone know what's going on with her because she doesn't want to be a burden to anyone. And I feel like I understand where she's coming from. She is very much like how I used to be, where there is a lot going on within you to the point where you feel emotionally overwhelmed, but you're too afraid to share what's going on with you with other people because you don't want to feel like you're burning someone else with your stuff. You don't mind letting people come to you and talk to you about the issues that they're having, and you take on those other people's issues. You don't, like, people like that don't mind it. They're more so like afraid to lay their issues down on other people. And I completely feel where she was coming from with that, and it's difficult for her because I feel like she may have some abandonment issues, should I say. She's afraid to unload on people in fear that they may run away from her, or decide that they don't want to be bothered with her, or she might feel like she's being rejected. So I can completely get where she's coming from. But that can only sit within you, untapped, until you just unnecessarily implode on everybody else. I found that it was best to talk to someone and or write down everything that I was feeling, all of my emotions, like that needs to be released. It takes a toll on every part of you, including your physical, your emotional state, your mental state, like the way that you react to certain things. Like even the smallest thing, it could be like the last straw for you, and no one else knows what's going on. It's just you. It could be the last straw for you, and you just go off to hell on everybody. So I think it's best that Summer really finds a relief or a release for herself. If she doesn't want to go to anyone else and deal with her issues, or just talk to somebody else, maybe it's best that she finds a professional to talk to, or at least write down things, or find a release on how she could release all those negative emotions and all of that negative energy, because it's just going to sit with her, and it's only going to make her explode at the littlest thing when the time comes. Anyway, it's couples weekend, and all the significant others are arriving. Donald, Preston's boyfriend, now fiance, congratulations Preston and Donald. Simon, Bria's boyfriend, and Amir's girlfriend Natalie will be arriving. Nick's girlfriend Tasia will be arriving the next day, so she's going to miss all the festivities, but Nick's has something planned for the next day. Preston is going to host a cocktail party. Ooh, excuse me. Then later that night, Jordan will be hosting a Freaknik party. I was very excited about that because I just watched that documentary on Hulu. Now, if y'all don't know what Freaknik is, I suggest you go watch the documentary on Hulu. It's streaming out. It's good. It's a good documentary. I liked it. I enjoyed it very much because I didn't know exactly how Freaknik started and how the conception was and all of that stuff. I just thought how the way it ended, or basically the way it ended, that's how I thought it came about. Like, it was just a bunch of people who would go down there and down to Atlanta and just, be doing all this crazy stuff, and it's just a party, and it gets a little wild. Police gotta come. Like, I thought that's what Freaknik was, but that's not how it started. So it was great to see how it all started, how it came about, the originators of it, and how, like, the whole thing. I just loved watching that documentary. So I suggest you guys go watch it on Hulu if you don't know what Freaknik is, or if you want to get the real background to Freaknik, because I think majority of the black people know what Freaknik is. I'm sure a lot of our aunts, uncles, moms, dad all been down to Freaknik in Atlanta. So anyway, go watch it. It's good. Simon is the first to arrive in flamingo pajamas. I guess he wanted to be comfortable, but then there's comfortable, and then there should have kept those on a rack in whatever store you bought those from. I'm with Nick. Why did you buy those? Like, why? What was it? Anyway, Simon is a handsome guy. Simon and Bria are a cute couple, but I can only take them in small doses. Like, I feel like they're a little bit, I don't know. It's just something about them as a couple that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Donald arrives right after, and everyone greets him as they did Simon. Donald is very cute with a glowing smile. He's very handsome. Amir goes to pick his girlfriend up from the airport with flowers in hand. While hanging out, Bria asks Preston if it's okay that she invites Phil to his cocktail party. He says he's cool with it as long as there's no issue. He says there's no beef. As Amir and his girlfriend are driving back to the house, Amir is going through the list of girls. And I think he's kind of playing it up a little bit about girls in the house were interested in him. I honestly think that I only recall one, and that's Shanice. Like, the way that she was acting last season, how she was, like, flashing. I don't want to say flashing because I don't think she was flashing him, but she was just being Shanice around Amir, where she would get naked, take off her top, or whatever the case is. But I don't remember anybody else being interested in him. Jordan wasn't even interested in him, and he was interested in her. So I don't know. They talked about how someone was handsy at the premiere party, and his girlfriend didn't like seeing that at the premiere party, that Summer was so handsy. Okay. Meanwhile, Bria, Summer, Shanice, Simon, Preston, Donald, and Noelle are all on the deck at the house talking about how they felt about meeting Amir's girlfriend at the premiere party. The girls felt like that she wasn't too pleasant. She wasn't too nice. She wasn't really welcoming when he introduced them. She was very standoffish. Which is exactly the vibes I got from her just seeing her on the screen. Again, I said in my last review that it could have been like she got a bad edit, but if they're just basically reiterating what I said, then that's basically how everybody's been taking her, not just me. Amir lets Natalie know if she's uncomfortable with anything to let him know, and they will handle it together. Why I do get the feeling she's not going to be too comfortable. I feel like Amir's going to be acting different too around her, which is, it makes sense because you want to make sure that your significant other feels as comfortable as possible, and you don't want any issues, because not for nothing, at the end of the day, when all of this is done, you got to go back home with her. So I get it, but I feel it's gonna be uncomfortable for her. She doesn't. If they're saying that she was already not that nice and she was standoffish to them, she's probably not gonna come in the house any different. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but who knows? Maybe because they're on TV and there's cameras around, maybe she'll switch up. I don't know. Bria calls Phil and invites him. In turn, says he can invite Mariah as well. He just so happens to be in the car with Mariah and turns and looks at her and says, "Oh, you invited too. We gotta," like, what's up with Phil and Mariah? I mean, are they just friends or are they more? I mean, I won't be mad at it if they more, right? They look like they could possibly be a cute couple. I would like to know, because later we're going to get into what it appeared to look like. It kind of looked like they more than friends, but that ain't none of my business. Anyway, everyone gets ready for the cocktail party. Amir arrives back at the house with his girlfriend and would like for everyone to say hello to her, but the girls, with the exception of Jasmine, don't seem too interested in welcoming her to the house, since she wasn't very nice to them in the beginning. So they don't seem like they need to jump to go say hello to her. So basically they all get dressed and they go downstairs and avoid going to talk to Natalie or say hello to her. They go mind their business. They go to the cocktail party. Anywho, I also picked up Amir saying that Natalie pushes him to be better or something like that. And it's hard for him because he's such a strong individual. I would like to know what he meant by that. Now, you can take two things from that statement. Number one, Natalie sees that Amir isn't ambitious enough, so she tries to get him to do more and work more towards goals. Sometimes people just need that extra oomph to get moving in their life, even if it's for themselves, right? Two, Natalie is trying to mold Amir into the man she wants him to be, where she is able to have the control, because right now Amir seems to have the access due to him being on a show. In other words, she could be using him, but I don't know their life, and that ain't none of my business, right? Anywho, Donald and Preston are the first to arrive, and later everyone else shows up along with some friends, not some new friends, but friends from, back home or whatever are invited as well. I love Summer's outfit. I think she was my fave. She had the multicolored dress and the way it fit her body, and the shoes that she also decided to put on with that. Great girl. It fitted her so well. It was the perfect length, and even the way that it fitted her towards the bottom of her ankles was perfect. It was perfect. Noah was a very close second, with the bright color shag mini dress and gold shoes. I loved it. Shanice, do you ever wear a dress longer than a mini? I don't know if I ever seen it, but I could be wrong. I don't know if I've ever seen her in something longer than a mini skirt. I'm curious. She just always looked like she's going to the club or going into a pool. I don't know. I don't know. Mariah and Phil arrive, and I'm not going to front. I said before, they look cute together. They look like they could be a little thing, right? I don't mind it. First of all, Mariah was giving body in that dress. Hold on. I loved her glasses. They seemed to go with the dress. The hair was laid, right? She looked good. Phil looks great too. I'm not crazy about braids on grown guys. I'm not too crazy about it. Maybe in your early 20s, maybe your mid, but I'm just not too crazy with braids on guys. He still look good, but that ain't my man, right? Jasmine and Mariah embrace each other, and Mariah rubs Jasmine's belly. I believe Jasmine told Mariah about her pregnancy prior to her coming into the house, which is why Mariah was so inclined to come, in my opinion. Nick sees Phil and is uninterested in speaking with him. He goes into how he's been to all these places like Wimbledon, the Kentucky Derby, the US Open, Tokyo, London, South Africa, and basically Phil was not there. They do not share in the same stuff, meaning Phil is not on his level, so it does not matter to him that Phil is present at this moment in this room with him or on this rooftop with him. So Bria sees Mariah and seems to be unbothered while she eats her sushi. That sushi looks really good. Sushi is one of my favorite foods. It looks really good. It looks really good. It made me want to go out and get sushi. I feel like going to get sushi now, just remembering how it looked. But anyway, Jasmine asks Bria if she's okay, and she just brushes it off as if she's unbothered, right? I'm glad Bria is being mature in this moment and just going on about her business instead of making it a thing, because she and Mariah were able to calmly have a conversation eventually. It turns out Mariah reached out numerous times to apologize to Bria. It's funny that wasn't mentioned when Bria was having her outbursts and her tantrums, talking about how uncomfortable she was about Mariah coming to the house. Like, why didn't you say that? Like, why didn't you say that Mariah had apologized to you multiple times already prior to this? Like, it makes you look even more stupid. Dumb. Girl. Was her whole blow up staged though? But yeah, before I say that it made her look stupid and dumb, was it staged by producers for her to act that way? I don't know. Either way, Mariah goes on to say that she got upset about the dog's things being mixed in with the laundry because she's allergic to dogs. As am I. Like, I wouldn't want dog stuff mixed up in laundry that I'm going to be later putting on my body, and then I'm going to be sneezing and having a bad allergic reaction. Like, that's crazy. They both agreed that a lot could have been avoided had Amir made it known that it was him who put the dog's things or mixed the dog's things into the laundry and not Bria. Again, Amir, you owe Mariah and Bria an apology, you ass. They decide to leave the past in the past and just move on. What really got to me is when Amir lets it be known that Mariah and he exchanged some texts last year where Mariah asked for an apology from Amir for causing the confrontation between her and Bria. Amir thanked her for texting him directly but refused to apologize to her, stating that she didn't get sent home because of him. She got sent home because she put her hands on Bria. Now, Amir, you were the cause of that whole thing. Had you said what you did, it could have, like, it wouldn't have got to the level that it got to. It could have been deaded right then and there. Like, oh no, it was me, I did that, I'm sorry, my bad, I didn't know. That's all you had to say, but instead, you stood there and you watched that whole shit go down and play out. And yes, that is your fault. I honestly believe he was the cause of that whole situation, but he's not going to take accountability for it, because why? I would say, but I won't say. I would say, but I won't say. Either way, it's messed up. that you don't want to do the right thing by apologize, but we quickly jump into some dude shit when need to, right? I don't like that shit. Amir, give Mariah her goddamn apology. Like, give her apology and just move the fuck on. Take some accountability for the role that you played in that. Yeah, it got to where it got to, but it wouldn't have gotten to where it got to if you would have spoke up initially about that whole thing. Like, dude, grow up. And Natalie making it known that she makes more than Amir, I'm sorry, I'm not mad at it. If you making more money than a dude, handle your business and continue to handle your business. Could she have said it differently? Yes, but at this point, I don't care how Amir looks because this is who he chose. Right? This is the woman he's been ranting and raving about every episode. So sit in it, my love. Anywho, Phil goes and has a talk with Preston, Nick, Alex, and Amir. Phil apologizes to them for his actions coming into the house last season, his little cameo. I'm glad Nick and Amir spoke up and let it be known there is no excuse for his actions, drunk or not. Amir makes it known that they are a ride or die group of friends and they're going to have each other's backs, while he's saying that Phil is talking over him and talking and saying about how expensive the tequila he had coming into the house, and he was trying to be cool, and Amir cuts him off, letting him know he needs to let him get out at least one sentence without being interrupted. I think Phil was a little nervous standing there in front of these guys, admitting that he was completely wrong for what he did and knowing the guys don't like him. At the end of the day, I think Phil's apology was something to do. It sounded as genuine as it did when he was talking to Preston separately, in my opinion. But that's just me. Y'all get what we... Y'all... Oh. Y'all, when we get back to the house, it is Freak Nick time. Right? I'm so glad that everyone participated, and there's more people aside from the people in the house there. Jordan's outfit giving, right? The wig looked so good on her along with that outfit. Girl, this is oddly the best I've seen you look, Jordan. That's no shade. That's no shade. You look great. I love Noelle's look as well. It's definitely giving 90s freak Nick. Mariah looked amazing with the short hair and the short set, looking like an auntie, right? Nick, ooh, Nicavelli looked good too with them tattoos. I ain't mad at it, right? Amir's girlfriend wasn't too thrilled about the party. She didn't want to take part in the party and the fun taking place. I don't know what made her go downstairs eventually, but she looked so out of place. Like, she just had a drink in her hand and she was just as stiff as a board. Girl, sad. Okay. After the party, because it was mad fun, you know, Jordan DJ, you see everybody dancing, getting down. Like, this is what the stuff I want to see, right? Just everybody having fun, everybody having a good time, dancing, you know, drinking, eating. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you want to see, right? After the party, once everyone gets in the hot tub, they ask Amir and Natalie what's next for them. Natalie says that their career moves and Amir being on her real estate team. She's in real estate where she sells $1 million houses, while Amir says a proposal of engagement may be in the works. It just shows you that they're on two separate pages. Their minds are in two separate places. She's thinking about progression as far as like financial status and stuff like that, and her career moves, where he's thinking about making her his wife and being in this relationship, and making a commitment to her. They're not on the same, I feel like they're not on the same level. Like, she up here with it while he down here with it. And just like Shanice said, Amir just loves to be in love. And that could pose as a problem for him in the long run, because he's looking to just be in love versus finding the right one to love. So I don't know. I'm not saying that she's not it for him. I don't know the relationships like that. But if she's saying this and you saying this, I don't know how that's gonna make sense in the long run, right? Anyway, they start playing Never Have I Ever, and that's when Amir and Natalie said, "Nah, we out. We getting out." So they leave. While they're playing, Noel gets confused on how to play the game, or how the game should go, and I believe Summer gets irritated with everyone's confusion on how to play. She gets up to leave the hot tub and heard Bria say something. Thinking Bria was talking shit, Summer steps and moves her hand as if she was about to throw her drink on Bria. And then Bria says, "I dare you." And Summer motions to her again as if she's going to throw her drink on her. So she doesn't make a big deal. So it's Bria recognizes Summer is intoxicated and got some shit going on with her, so she doesn't make too much of a big deal about it. Next thing you know, Bria and Summer are in the jacuzzi telling each other how much they love each other. And Summer says she would never toss a drink on Bria. Summer, girl, you are all over the place. All over the place. Please go get a handle on your emotions. Everyone goes back to the house. Some get ready for bed. Some continue to hang out. In the kitchen, Summer gets upset with Alex for washing his hands in the sink. I honestly don't see a problem with that. I don't see a big deal with it, because it's where you wash dirty things to clean, right? So he was just basically washing his hands. I'm not saying washing your whole body in the kitchen sink, although some people do wash their newborn babies in there. But Summer, like, him washing his hands in the kitchen sink did not warrant the response you gave him. Like, it wasn't that serious for you to catch the attitude that you caught with Alex about him washing his hands in the sink. Girl, go ahead somewhere. Alex says in the confessional that when Summer first entered the house last season, he was so attracted to her because she came into the house lucid. She was curious and kind, and he's not seeing that same person this season. I don't think any of us are seeing that same person this season. Sadly, I agree with Alex because I thought the exact same thing about Summer last season. It's unfortunate that this is a whole new person that we're getting. It's like it's a whole new cast member. Yeah. Anywho, Bria and Noel go out or go to Shanice's room. Summer comes in and she's obviously drunk. She sits on the bed and talks to Bria about what happened in the jacuzzi while Shanice is taking pictures of Noel in this hideous wig. Shanice and Noel are kind of like laughing at the pictures and just having fun. And then Summer looks over and sees them laughing and she gets upset. Like, Noel immediately goes into apologizing and letting Summer know, I wasn't laughing at you. I'm sorry, Summer, I'm sorry, but don't think I was laughing at you. We were just taking pictures with the wig and we was laughing about the wig. And she immediately just starts overly like apologizing about it, right? Summer and Noelle just continues to say, I'm sorry over and over again. But Summer walks out telling her to have fun and make friends. Summer, she's jealous that Noelle is getting close to Bria and Shanice, and jealous of the fact that they have so much fun together. Bria goes following Summer to talk to her. Noelle soon follows, reassuring Summer that she wasn't laughing about, she wasn't laughing about Summer, or she wasn't trying to, cause an issue with Summer. She was just laughing about the wig. Noelle ask her if they're good, and Summer is basically just like, yeah, they're good, right? Bria then says that Summer is friends with Preston and Jordan, and they leave her out of things. And Summer says, you don't want to be a part of that friendship, I promise you. Well, damn. I thought y'all was all buddy. Well, not so much as recent, because you had that little spat with Jordan or whatever the case is. But I thought y'all was thick as thieves. What happened? What's tea? That I don't know. That sounded pretty harsh, right? I mean, I have an inkling of, what Summer's talking about. You and Jordan get into it, and Preston takes Jordan's side and not call her out on her bullshit, right? Leaving you out there swaying in the wind. Is that it? I mean, in the confessional, Summer says Preston recently lost his dad, and Jordan is dealing with her alopecia, so their friendship becomes so heavy. She just wants to have fun and find a release, which I believe she needs to do. But at the same time, she also needs to share her feelings and her emotions about these things and about what's really going on with her, because all of this is impacting the way that she is now reacting, right? They go back to Shanice's room to talk. Summer starts off apologizing, says she has Bria's back, and Bria says, do you? And Summer goes off. Summer goes off, right? She gets up to leave the room again, and on the way out, she pushes Noelle and says, are you happy? I pushed her. You happy? Fuck you, you dumb bitch. Girl, how did we get here? Like, what transpired so bad that this is where we are now? Anyway, then she comes back and says to Bria, that's why your man doesn't want to fuck with you, or something in that sense. Noelle goes chasing after Summer, trying to calm her down as she walks through the house yelling and punching fucking boxes. Like, bruh, she is unhinged. Shanice and Bria close the door and lock the door so she doesn't come back and try to fight Bria. Summer, girl, you need to go seek some serious help. Like, you really need to go seek some help. Because what you're doing right now, if you feel like you can't talk to your friends or your family members about how you're feeling, then you need to go seek professional help. And I mean that respectfully. Like, you are walking around, you are walking through a house punching shit and practically terrorizing people. It's not a good look, love. It's not. You need to process whatever and all that is bothering you to this point. You are out here looking crazy. You looking crazy to the point you might need a straitjacket. Seek help, Summer. Please. And I hope at this point you realize that's exactly what you need to do in order to combat whatever issues you have going on with inside of you. Because it's not going to get any better if you continue to go about it the way that you have been going about. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, this was a good episode. I very much enjoyed it. I hope you guys are able to come back and see me and watch me as I go through this YouTube journey. I'm fresh and I'm new in YouTube. So please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and come back to see me in the next one. I need to get added to the algorithm since I am new on YouTube. So please help a sister out, right? And please tell a friend and ask them to tell a friend about me. I'm still working on my channel and looking to add more content to my channel. Of course, I'll be reviewing but a new show called The Never Ever Met, which I'm sure some people have already seen. It's getting really good. It's a couple episodes in right now, and it's streaming on OWN, so that's gonna be good. Check that out if you haven't seen it already. I believe it should be on episode three next weekend, or this coming weekend. It'll premiere episode 4 on Saturday. I'll also be reviewing streaming original movies and shows. I have a lot more shows coming up, or a lot more coming. Basically, show your support, and thank you. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye. Peace.